All right, this is going to be our Wonders discussion live stream. I'm here with Kane. I'm not calling you Comrade Kane anymore because you removed it from your title on YouTube.
Hey guys, you don't have to reference it every time we meet, but
Well,
yeah,
I just, I knew you as one person, and then you changed on me, and
you know what? I'm thinking about going back,
oh,
going
well,
back. It's okay to
you don't
have it
have
on
to,
the
you don't
logo.
have to. I feel like I'm bullying you now. But anyways,
All right. Um, but wait, so how do I? Because I don't see the stream.
what do you mean you don't see the stream?
How do I get in it? I don't see it. It's not
Do I have
live.
to send you an invite to your own live stream?
I don't see it, dude. How do I not see it?
Oh, this is like even on our end, this is good.
Oh, okay, okay, got it, got it, got it. I'm here.
Are you in?
Yeah.
Are you sure you're watching the right one?
I'm in. I'm in.
Okay, you're sure now.
Yes.
All right, so the second participant of the live stream is now able to be in the live stream. Perfect.
Here we go.
So anyway, so we just happen to have some time today with the holidays. We haven't obviously been on
Is it
the
just two of us though? Like when it says two watching now, does it mean that it's just you and me? Is that what it is?
well,
Or there's someone else?
no, it's just me and you right now, I think. So this doesn't even matter. But we can just start talking. Somebody will eventually jump in, I assume.
Okay. All right. Let's do it. Let's do
Yeah,
it.
let's
So,
just jump right on in.
so the whole idea is to go through the wonders, right? Go through the wonders and rank them up in the order of importance. As you can see, we didn't want to be too complex about the tier levels. We
No,
only have
that's
four.
yeah. Well, I mean, how many tiers do you really need? Do you really need more than four tiers? I like.
Exactly. I mean, if it was up to me, it would be two tiers.
Oh
Build
yeah,
it,
yeah, yeah.
not build
I'm
it.
actually, I'm going to make a clip of this with you suggesting a radial system and and the world's most complex graph system I've ever seen. You wanted like 19 columns, all
Yeah,
right?
because I would love us to flag wonders in the sense of like what victory type um they belong to, or more prevalent
Yeah.
with. You know what I mean? So that was my whole thing. Like
So
I don't
that
want to
calls
just
for a
tier.
radial wonder guide. Yes, I get it. Yeah, no, that made perfect sense.
All right, let's just move on.
No, 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 no,
Um,
no. Like,
so let's go by eras,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
Like
we're going
ancient
to go by
eras
era.
first,
Yeah,
because it's the easiest, I feel like. Because one of the first wonders that you come across is Great Bath,
yeah, great path. Where we
right?
got right here. Yeah.
It's unlocked by pottery.
Yeah, let's just toss it right here. I'm going to be honest. The
Wait, wait,
great.
wait. So what does it do? What does it do? It gives you +3 housing,
Oh,
right?
okay.
That's
Yep.
huge. And
Not
then
really, but
plus
okay.
one, and then +1 amenity.
Okay.
So amenities are hard to find in the
Yeah,
beginning,
sure.
so that's cool. And then the floodplains along the river contain the wonder. They become immune to flood damage,
Yep, it makes a dam.
right?
It's a
Basically, it's an
dam before
ancient
you have
dam.
the technology for it.
And then the floodplain tiles gain +1 faith every time there is a flood.
Yeah. So this to me is just not worth the investment. It's not like I don't think it's good. It's you said what, three housing and one amenity, right?
Plus faith when
If you
there are
get a
floods.
flood.
If you
But
get a
yeah,
flood.
if you get a flood.
Correct,
So
correct. The
over
thing is, it's cheap, right? It's super cheap. It's the cheapest wonder,
yeah,
along with like Hanging Gardens.
but
It's
I don't
an
feel it
80.
provides anything. Like it doesn't provide anything that's valuable. Like one amenity, all right, that's fine, whatever. But by the time you start needing amenities, like the problem is it's come so early, and the AI builds it that you have
Right.
to start it right away.
Exactly.
So for that, it's and it doesn't provide enough for me. If you say it's not like a lot of production, but at the time it's
Hmm.
unlocked, it's a lot of production.
Exactly. You have just so many other priorities,
Yeah.
right? At that moment of the game. And the only time I would build it is when AI doesn't build it for some reason later on.
Yeah, no,
Because
it's
it becomes
100.
cheaper,
Yeah,
right?
I'm just gonna toss into era score right now because this
Yeah.
is 100% an era score wonder. If you happen to see, oh wow, I need some era score and it's available in like classical era somehow still, super easy to like. Sometimes it's like one chop, but
Oh,
it's
and we have somebody with us, Thomas Vist.
oh
Welcome,
excellent.
dude. Welcome to the channel. We have a
Oh
couple of people there. It's
oh
just
that's
not everyone's saying hi yet.
no, that's quite all right. Everyone should be saying hi. I mean, that's only proper etiquette. But whatever, whatever.
Anyway, so Great Bath is era score because literally no return
Yeah,
from it. So it
I
is.
mean, there is the if you're playing Armageddon or Apocalypse mode where you can use
Hmm.
soothsayers to guarantee
That's
floods
it.
and
Right.
game the system. But even that, I'm going to be honest, that's a poor return on investment. Like soothsayers are not cheap. Like that's actually a really poor return on investment to do that. It takes forever to get your faith back that you spent on it. It makes nice screenshots. All in all, that's what it does.
Well, you know what? It's funny because I have a Japan game on my channel where I did build the bath and
Yep.
I was playing a religious game and it just worked out. It was flooding constantly, adding faith, you know.
Yeah.
It's just those rare cases where it just
No.
things align, you
Well,
know.
and the thing is, every wonder in like everything in a best case scenario will seem great. But how many times? Like I've built Great Bath a lot of times and never had a flood. Like ever. Like
Yeah,
the
there you go.
entire game, not one
Exactly.
flood.
All right.
Yeah.
I think we
Anyways.
need the timer
Yeah, yeah,
for
yeah.
the wonder, right?
We need like
Otherwise, we're
a
just gonna.
I'm gonna invest in like a little countdown clock with a foghorn here.
Sure. All
Yeah.
right. So the next one there is actually, I think, much more useful.
Yeah.
Hanging gardens.
Hang
Hanging
gardens.
gardens growth by 15% in all cities,
Yep.
along with plus two housing for that city.
Yes.
I mean
This
that, yeah.
yeah, this is one of my favorite wonders. This is like one of my go-to wonders. Unless you have a problem, I'm gonna put it in A. I don't think it's like S tier. Like it's good. Like I'm gonna try and build it in every game, but I don't think this is. I'm not gonna stop everything for Hanging Gardens. But I'm a huge fan of Hanging Gardens. Just because that 15% growth in every city gets you to that seven population a little bit faster.
Hmm.
I mean,
But and the population, so you're talking about growing your cities early, right? And when
yeah,
it says 15% growth, are we talking population specifically, right?
yes.
Yeah.
It 15% growth means it takes. I forget exactly how it works, but your food per turn goes further to getting you population.
Hmm.
So
Okay.
if three food would have taken you 10 turns, now it takes you 9 turns.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Growth early is important. So hanging
Yeah, and
gardens, hands
that's
down,
why
right?
I'm a big fan of hanging gardens. Is like I always say, that first population is the most important, getting up to that 4 7 population. So if every city is just getting those like early population even just a little bit faster, it's just better.
Yeah. I mean, there are other things that synergize with it too, right? Like,
Yeah.
are there any civ leaders specifically? I can't think of the
Eleanor.
top.
Eleanor is a very. I'm a very big fan of going to Hanging Gardens with Eleanor for the nonviolent domination because you can grow your cities fast. And
Hmm.
with my trade routes system of always focusing on domestic routes and all that, you can pop cities down and just surround people so quickly.
Yeah.
It's one of those. It's sort of like a silent monster type thing. Like you don't really realize how good it is, in my opinion. Plus like the requirements for it are so minimal, just needing to be on a river. It's just one of those things. It's not overwhelmingly amazing, but I think it's pretty good.
What about fertility rights pantheon,
I think
which
there's better options.
but it provides, extra growth,
Yeah.
like 10% growth rate in addition. So you could technically have like 25% growth and
Yeah, if
have
you're
your city.
stacking them, that would be nice. I mean, I guess if you had no culture, pantheon, viability, you didn't have adjacency. Um, Growth is nice, but yeah, no, I get what you're saying. Yeah, that would be a good grouping. If you were doing nonviolent domination with Eleanor, that actually might be an amazing play because, like I said, the biggest thing is getting your early cities, are getting your cities that early population to surround cities and flip them.
What about other civs like Nzinga, who gets 10% to all yields? I assume includes food.
Yeah,
Would that synergize with hanging?
it's gonna do actually
Back?
really good, and
Uh-huh.
like really any civilization that's gonna want high population, your Khmer, your Yongle, um, it's gonna do better because 15% it pays off better in the late population where 15% matters a whole lot more. Um, Obviously, when you're trying to get from like 20 to 21, that 15% is gonna be a lot more noticeable. So it's going to synergize with any like high population civ as well.
Okay. Okay. Next, Stonehenge, your favorite wonder.
Oh, I love Stonehenge.
What do you get with Stonehenge? You get +2 faith.
Do you get
Did you
okay?
know that?
Yeah, I did not know that. I
You
thought it
get
was.
+2 faith.
Yep,
You get a great prophet.
yep. I knew
So
that.
basically, you can start the religion as
And
soon as
and
possible.
if you already have a religion, you can get an apostle.
And
Um,
you can get an apostle. That's right. So it
yeah,
pays to build a Stonehenge if it's still available to be built.
yeah. And I'm gonna
Like
put
on turn
this,
50 or
yeah,
something,
I'm
right?
gonna put this squarely in B tier, because it's situational. If you forget about religion or you don't go really hard on religion and somehow it's available. I had a Vietnam game where it was available on like turn 80. It was far easier to build Stonehenge than get the 100 some great profit points. But it's so situational. If you're not using it for the free apostle to get an apostle in ancient era, it's not very good. Just get a religion the normal way. Um, but it gives you envoys. I mean, there's enough situations where it works nice.
It does. It does. I mean, it's a fun wonder to build. If you're going for religious victory,
Yeah.
I don't see why not.
Yeah, I mean, it, you can get I know people always say that the production is less to do prayers in a holy site, but I don't see that working out the right way. I just have never seen. I've tried, and I usually can get Stonehenge faster than I can get a holy site in the prayers. I mean, I don't know if maybe I just wasn't putting in an honest effort in or what, but the few times I've tested it, it seemed like I was getting Stonehenge faster. But I always see people go, "Oh, well, it's more production to do Stonehenge than just do a holy site and stuff." But I mean, I could be wrong, but I like
Yeah, I mean, it's only a
Stonehenge.
180 production,
Yeah,
and isn't Holy Site like, I don't know what it is, 80?
yeah.
That's, yeah, maybe. Okay.
But yeah, I mean, really,
But it's also competitive, right?
yeah,
AI builds
and
are
and,
very
and that's
mature,
the
so
thing, and
you're
that's
risking.
like that's the thing with a lot of the ancient era. Well, a lot of average wonders, strangely enough, are the most competitive ones, like your Great Bath, your Stonehenge. Like I'm trying to think. There's one in the Mishink's Temple or whatever it is. Like it's just terrible, and the AI will like stop everything it's doing to build it. And Stonehenge is one of those wonders. If it's not built by turn 30, I'm usually surprised in a deity game.
Yeah. And Holy Site only costs 50 for production.
Oh yeah,
So,
so
yeah, it
it's
makes
probably
sense.
cheaper, but you know, I'm a huge fan of Stonehenge after you found the religion. If you can do it, that is a huge power play.
Yeah. Doesn't happen too often, but yeah, absolutely. Get an apostle. All right. Next up, I guess Temple of Artemis.
Oh, well, I'm gonna bother a lot of people with this one. I can already just say that. Hey, Kane, where would you put Temple of Artemis on this?
So it's a city wonder, right? So it gives you a +4 food, +3 housing, which is pretty amazing early on.
Yep.
And then on top of it, each camp, pasture, or plantation within within 4 tiles gives a +1 amenity.
Yeah.
And I think you can even, switch tiles
Yep. The
to
city that
distribute
owns
the
the
amenity.
tile gets the. Yep.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, if you, it's such a location specific wonder,
All
right?
right.
So if you do have a city with a bunch of like resources that you're not planning to chop, then I'd build it if I have an opportunity. So I throw it in a B.
Okay, good. Then we agree. For as much as I like Hanging Gardens for the growth, Temple of Artemis, my problem is, because it comes so early, the city that's getting Temple of Artemis doesn't need the help. Like you're investing a lot of production into a wonder for a city that's going to perform well already. Because it's usually going to be in your capital, which already gets
Hmm.
first dibs on amenities. And yes, I know
Hmm.
if your capital has enough amenities, they go to other cities for luxuries and stuff. But it's one of those things, if you can build it later, or if you can get it away from your capital, it's a lot better in my opinion. But the
Yeah,
fact that it's usually helping a city that doesn't need the help, if that makes sense.
yeah. But it's a fun wonder to build, right? To
Yeah,
get, if you're like surrounded by camps or pastures, like Australia usually gets them, right?
yeah,
I
no, I
mean,
like
it'll be fun.
no, and I've built it plenty of times, and it
And
does
it,
great. Like it,
yeah,
it makes your like if you eat like, and I'm not dogging on it. I'm just saying and don't get me wrong, the games when you can get it and you just have that power capital, it's an amazing city. But if you're looking at overall performance in game, I don't think it's going to have the same returns as a lot of
right,
other
right.
wonders.
It's a
And
very local
yeah,
wonder,
um,
essentially, and it
which
doesn't contribute to like a victory type directly, right?
Yeah, it's one that is liked for good reason. Like I get it. Like it makes your capital or whatever city amazing.
Yeah. All right. Next up, we're moving on to the next production tier. I guess it's 220 production for Etimanaki.
All right. This
That's a location-based
yeah,
wonder, right? Like, so it has to be B to me. I understand it's like science-driven. It's
yeah,
like one of those games, right? The game of the month where they had this
this
starting location that was
the Cleopatra
full
that
of
was like
marsh.
pure
Yeah,
marsh. Yeah. No,
pure marsh.
and that's what does it do
But
exactly?
yeah,
Because I'm
that's
still not
so,
familiar with everything it
yeah,
does.
yeah. So it improves yields, right?
Yep.
Like at first of all, it provides +2 science, but then all marsh tiles get 2 science in production
Yeah.
on
Okay. Yep.
production,
And
and
that's it.
then all floodplain tiles also get 1 science and 1 production.
But that's just in the city it's in, right?
Correct.
You can tell how
No,
many times
no, no, no.
I've built
All
this.
marsh. So all marsh tiles in your empire, everywhere, but floodplains only in the city.
Yeah. And and that's the problem is marsh tiles. You almost
Rare.
need to have stacked it with Lady of the Reeds and Marshes. This wonder
Absolutely.
goes in with that because I don't think the yields are enough by itself to make those tiles workable. I'm not like I once again, it's super competitive, and unless you've swapped the setting or switched the settings on a map, I don't see this providing enough yields to to make the investment worth it in most situations. The situations where it does, like if you have a very floodplain heavy city, then oh yeah, definitely build it. It can be a game
Absolutely.
changer. But it's definitely worth the production, but not always. And that's my issue with it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
there are usually other things you can build. And it's again, it's
Yeah.
so situational that is like it's
Yeah.
you have to find those
But I
margins
mean
and stuff.
the maps where it's great, it's S tier. The maps
Yeah.
where
I mean, if
it's
you
yeah.
right, if you adjust your map, right, in
Yeah.
settings, make it wet and whatever and moist or whatever, then yeah, there are chances that you can get something really amazing and build
Yeah.
it out.
My only issue with it is that is so rare that that map naturally occurs.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah, absolutely agreed. All right. So the next wonder is pyramids.
I'm just gonna go ahead and pop that nest here. I like let me
I
just
mean,
say,
I don't what it provides +2 culture. It
yep,
gets you a builder,
yep,
free builder, and then every single builder that from now on will get an extra charge.
yes,
It's absolutely amazing,
it
right?
is.
Absolutely.
You're
But
never gonna build
how
it.
often
You're
how
never
often
gonna
can you
build
get
it.
it? You can't get it.
It's never gonna happen on
We, we,
D&D.
we, we, we should have had another tier that says you can't get
Yeah,
it.
like pyramids is like deceptively strong because you're getting a free builder every three builders. Um, if you
Exactly.
think of what it's providing and its length of game. And it's so strong, even in my science games, I will hunt out the city that built pyramids and conquer it for that extra builder charge for the feeding builders and the
Yeah, because
spaceports.
imagine like how many builders do you build throughout the game, right? And you can get what quarter of them are free,
Yes,
basically
exactly.
pyramids. It's insane. It's absolutely insane. So hands down, it's S tier. Can't build
Yeah, I mean,
it,
really, if it,
or conquer it, right?
yeah,
Like you said, exactly.
yeah,
Any victory type,
yeah,
any victory
no
type.
matter, there is no victory that doesn't require builders, and it pays for itself very, very quickly. And that's, I guess, when I'm thinking of what a wonder is worth, I think how much effort went into the wonder versus could I have achieved those yields a different way? And pyramids, there is no way that you'll ever lose on the pyramids investment. It's like it's so hard to lose on that investment.
It's solid. It's
Yeah.
solid. Okay. Next wonder we have Oracle. Oracle now is a little bit more expensive. It's
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
290 production,
I'm just gonna put it right here next to pyramid while you say what
but
it does.
exactly. I mean,
Like,
one culture, one faith, that's just fine.
yeah,
Um, Districts in this city will provide +2 great person points.
yep,
Okay, so
that's huge.
you usually stack it with Pingala, right?
Oh,
To
obviously, yeah.
also
You
Pingala's
want Oracle
promotion.
in your Pingala city, and you're just getting great people points like crazy then.
And then the last thing is the patronage of great people is just going to be paying 25% less
That's with
for getting
faith
there with
only.
faith.
Yep,
With faith,
yep,
exactly. But it's like, it's such a powerful wonder,
yeah.
especially early on, right?
Hmm.
That will allow you to compete with AI generating great person points, especially if you build like a commercial hub, right?
Yeah,
And you're gonna get those great merchants so much faster. And AI is not really competitive with it, except
exactly.
for like Mali, I
If
guess,
Mali or Portugal's in game,
or
you can
Portugal.
you'll see a lot more competition. England, if it's a land-based map, also like there's a few trade-heavy civs, but for the most part, yeah, like you're getting
Oracle, yeah, Oracle is so huge. I
yeah,
mean, I try to build it in every game, like hands down. It's a
yeah,
requirement.
and
Um,
the fact that it's 25%, it was 25% reduction on faith
mhm,
purchases, like
mhm.
faith is already the stronger currency to be buying stuff with, and to reduce the cost on the great people for faith, that's like if it just provided that, I would still rank it as one of the best wonders in the game. You add on that two great people points for every district in the city, and it's like
Plus,
debatably. I would
Yeah,
say because you can get it so early, debatably in the rank, like in the discussion for top 3 or 4 best wonders in the game.
absolutely.
Like
And it
it's
stacks with other things like Theocracy, right?
it,
That has a 15%.
Theocracy does not affect the purchase of great people.
It doesn't?
Nope, it does not. I want it to so badly, but it does not.
So when it says 15% discount on purchases with faith, it excludes great people?
Yes, it bothers
Oh,
me
you.
so much. Democracy on gold, buying great people, same thing.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Wow.
I
Okay.
really wanted that to be the case. But you're still your purchase price is lowered by how many great people points you've earned, so it already is giving a discount to itself by getting you 2 great people points, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
it's
Absolutely.
literally like the perfect storm. Like it
Yeah.
feeds into its own ability.
And it's almost like the city with Oracle should have as many big
Oh
districts
yeah.
as it can, right?
Yeah.
Like your campus and commercial hub and holy site, obviously, um,
It
to earn those
it's
great.
one of the wonders I strategically place. Like because normally I just try and get as many wonders in Apadana City as possible. Oracle, I will put it in a different city. If my Apadana City has like the government plaza, because there's no great people points for that. I'll look for the city that is going to have like my 3 main districts the soonest. And that usually a lot of times I'll put an Oracle in an off city, and put Pingala in there. If I know that my capital is going to be my trade hub city, just because the um, districts aren't going to be there in the correct
Mhm.
order.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's min max and stuff that
Yeah,
you're so good at.
yeah.
Um, Next wonder, Great Lighthouse. Great Lighthouse gives you 3 gold,
Oh man, you're.
uh, an admiral point,
Yeah.
and a +1 movement to all naval units.
Uh,
So,
I'm gonna just say something right now. I'm gonna
yeah,
say something right now. If you're ever going to go to war in the game, Great Lighthouse is A tier. Is A tier if you're ever going to go to war, because
on
if
the
you're moving
Pangea.
on Pangea, I and my Pangea
What do you mean?
movement.
Naval units, though,
Any
right?
embarked unit is considered a naval unit.
Uh-huh.
So
Yeah, but if you're in Pangea,
if
how?
you're moving your army there, it's so much quicker a lot of the times to just jump
Mhm.
in the ocean rather than go around mountains and go through trees and over rivers, because one
Hmm.
with all the bonuses at the end of the game, your movement's so much faster in the water.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it also plays into a religious game then,
Yeah, but what I
right?
will say
Especially.
is it's that's so situational. Like I'm yeah, but yeah, it's good. But I struggle for a religious game to say it's A tier, because you still like you have to invest a lot.
Yeah, 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 yeah. No, it's a convenience wonder more than anything. Like if you
Yeah,
can build it type of thing, right?
yeah,
But it competes with another wonder like Colossus,
yeah.
right? And Colossus is a little bit, well, not a little bit, it's like
I mean,
110 more production,
I'm
but
honestly, I'm gonna put it right on the line right here, right between Era score and B, because I feel like I value it a little bit more, but I can't argue that for anything outside of a purely I've min-maxed the crap out of everything, and I know, like beyond that, you're just not going to see the return on it.
yeah, yeah, but like you said, there is a direct contribution to the overall game strategy or a
Yeah.
victory path for like domination. So I would still throw it in a B
All
tier.
right.
It's
Yeah.
just, but from my experience, I feel like you're right. It's right there on the border because I just
Yeah.
don't remember myself building it that often.
It's just yeah. It's good, but like in a culture game, not really. In a diplomacy game, not really. In a religion
Hmm.
game, I mean, we could argue it, but I would save the production. Just because in a religion game, I build next to nothing. I really do. Like if I build Apadana in a religion game, I'm probably building more than I want to, if I'm being honest.
Okay. Well, listen, that's a good segue into the next wonder, which is Apadana.
A tier. Or S tier. I mean, sorry. God, just I apparently just had a stroke there and couldn't
So,
speak correct.
Apadana, Soger's favorite wonder,
Yeah.
it provides two great work slots,
Yep. Which is
and
amazing.
then the big thing is two envoys when it's built, and right,
Yep.
two envoys when it's built, and with every other wonder built in this city.
Yeah, and if you've ever watched one of my games, sometimes I'll have two or three wonders with like a few turns left on them in my capital because I haven't built Apadana yet, because that's how much I like Apadana. Is I will have like hanging gardens, which I super value. One turn left. Well, I'm waiting for Apadana, because that's how strong early envoys are. Your exploration, and this is
Early envoys are strong because why? Because you can uncover the map
exploration,
faster,
levying,
right?
like,
Levy the troops
yep.
for
If you're
potential
playing,
pillaging
yeah,
and war. Okay.
pillaging, war, exploration. Like if you look on a deity game, to levy a city state, it's 200 gold.
Yeah.
And that's
So
four
cheap.
warriors. To buy one warrior is 160 gold. That's why Apadana is broken strong. Sometimes they build a warrior raid rate that brings up to 240. You still can't buy, or you still can't buy two warriors for that. You can't even get
Yeah.
you can't even get two slingers for that, and you have
Yeah,
five
it's
warriors.
huge. It's huge, and it's huge in the games where like I feel like players overall underestimate leaven the troops from city
Oh yeah.
states. There are so many games where you can take an opportunity to actually use the city state troops to power your war through.
Oh
Like
yeah.
I had so many games where I would have a war and I wouldn't have enough troops to take or units to take over, but with Levin from couple of city states, it makes it so much easier and it opens like several fronts too.
Hmm.
Or it can distract the AI, and play into your overall tactical moves and whatnot.
Yeah.
It's just so big, so
Our
big.
our
And that's
our
why
my most recent game I was playing there, where I found a bunch of city states on the second continent, and I levied their troops to go pillage. I was like, well, they're
yeah,
all gonna die, but I'm getting free yields. I don't care what happens. Like
exactly.
I can't do anything else, but it was 240 gold. I got a bunch of science and culture, and the rival could do nothing to me because there was water between us.
Yeah, it's like the Varangian Norway,
Yeah,
right? Where they get yields from pillaging.
yeah,
That and levy troops do that too, as far as I understand, right?
yeah.
So you can levy the troops, you can pillage, get the yields from pillaging themselves, and also get the bonus from the leader.
Yeah, and that's just levying troops from city states. But the envoys, I mean, I always say it, in deity, you can't have suzerainty of every city state in a long game. Eventually, the AI will get more envoys in one city state. But if you get your envoys fast enough, you can be suzerain of every city state for a while. And
Hmm.
Apadana gets you your envoys early enough that you can get suzerainty everywhere.
Hmm.
And that pays off when you reach the 5% for each Suzerainty card. When you get Raj, when you get those city state focused policy cards, if you've outraced the AI where they haven't piled their envoys into a certain city state, and you have just all that suzerainty, you're getting so many yields.
Yeah.
You look at your Kilwan stuff like this. Apadana is just one of those wonders that scales well with with a lot of the stronger strategies.
Yeah. Absolutely agreed. Next up, the Colosseum. Coliseum is awesome,
Yeah,
right? Because and it's an S tier, I feel like
you
for
think
me.
it's S tier?
Yeah, I try to build it in every single
Uh,
game.
okay, all right. Let's put it on the line here because I want to discuss
Hold
it.
on. So, two culture, three amenities to this city, and all cities within 6 tiles. So, a very nice, and planned placement of Coliseum can produce quite a bit.
Yeah.
Because you can, I mean, I feel like it's huge. Amenities are hard to come by, culture is hard to come by, and I feel like it makes total sense.
I mean, okay, okay. Here's my one question. In the ranking, are we holding requirements to build against the wonder?
Yeah,
We are.
we should. We
Then we're
should talk
going. Then
about
it's
them.
going into A tier because you have to build an entertainment center.
Well, but you have to build entertainment center, right? Like
Yeah,
for
to build the
different
wonder, you have to
boosts.
build an entertainment center.
No, but I'm
So it's
saying
going A tier.
later
It's going
on
A tier. Why are you building an entertainment center in a science game?
because I always need amenities, man, for production purposes, for growth. You know what I mean? Like amenities to me are huge because
So you're gonna build it.
ecstatic cities get 20%
Yeah, so you're gonna build
boost
an entertainment center before a commercial
for what?
hub or a campus.
Uh, no, I'm gonna have
So
a
when are you
couple
gonna build?
commercial hubs going,
So
but
what
I
what what
might
turn
build
are we
it.
gonna build Coliseum on?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know. It usually comes around, I guess for me, if it's still available, maybe turn 60-ish,
Oh, okay.
70, like around the same time that, religion is established, maybe something like that.
Okay. And this is my problem with it. I am a huge, and don't get me wrong. I love Coliseum. I go out of my way to get Coliseum, in like a Khmer game, or if I have a city that has an extra district, or if the great engineer that gives you the extra district slot with printing Eureka happened to be the first engineer, you'll see a lot of Coliseum in those scenarios. Otherwise it's sending me out of an imperfect path because I have to build an entertainment center when I don't have a district slot
Mm-hmm.
for it.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
No, I get it. I get
uh,
it.
like so, and that's why if we take the requirements out and just base it off what the wonder does, I would say Coliseum is definitely S tier. Um,
Well, can you at least put it on the border?
I can put it
Oh,
on the
you're
line.
not doing it. You're not doing the borders. Let's not do that. Let's not
I
do
mean, I can.
I see your point. No, no, I see your point. I see your
And
point.
and
I
that's the
think
problem. Like I love Coliseum. Like don't like if I ever have the chance to get it, I do, and it's so strong. But it's not as strong as
as
like
what built in other districts
yeah. Well, I guess
because Coliseum itself, right? It's only competing with Apadana around that time. You
yeah,
know what I
and
mean?
I guess let me back up and say I'm taking all victories into consideration here. If I'm doing a culture game, it's S tier. If I'm doing a science game, it's A tier.
Uh huh.
Because in a
Uh
culture
huh.
game, I can swing entertainment center a lot easier. In a science game, I can't break from commercial hub campus. It's you're gonna struggle.
Hmm.
Um, I,
You know what? Another thing is like those extra amenities will help you trade away your luxuries and
yes,
earn more gold. Okay, so there are these things that Coliseum offers to me that
yeah,
eventually they actually pay off and contribute to the game. But like you said, some victory types it says here,
yeah. I
others
mean,
maybe
and
A.
that like I would actually have no problem putting in an S tier. Um,
It's fine.
it,
It's
it, it
fine.
just pains
Leave
me
it.
because I'm not. I hate. Uh, like anything that involves an entertainment center is going to be a struggle for me to ever consider
But you
like
still have to build two entertainment centers,
I
right?
know
Like to provide boosts for like one of the civics or techs or
how much
whatever
culture
area.
per turn are you earning at that point? How many like it's not like a science game where you have to like clear the entire culture tree out of the entire science tree. The culture tree is optional. There's far fewer cultures than techs. Like you can miss some culture boosts. That doesn't hurt me none.
Okay. All right.
I mean,
Fine.
it's
Fine.
it's
Fine.
a it's a
Let's leave
late
it an
boost.
A tier, but honestly, I feel like it might be like generally
I would say it's
among the
probably
play.
one of the strongest A. You gotta remember, I put Hanging Gardens in A tier, and I love Hanging Gardens. Like,
That's true. That's true. And it also like it depends. The impact of hanging gardens early on is huge,
yeah,
right? So you have to think about it in those terms, not just yields that a
yeah,
wonder provides. All right, fine. Next wonder is Colossus. So
uh,
Colossus is easy enough to build.
yeah. I
You
mean,
just need the coastal city. So
it's, I mean, Colosseum is the better wonder. Let me just say that right now. Colosseum is
did you
better.
just drag Colossus to S tier?
Yes, and that's why I'm saying. Let me say
Okay,
this.
that's bullshit.
Colosseum is better in every way except for the fact that it's tied to an entertainment center.
Hmm.
Colossus gives you a free trade route, which trade routes are game winning. Like trade routes win games. Like an early trade route gets you to that trade route for a city the second it's settled, which makes every city stronger. Um, but the requirements are so easy. It's so easy, and unless Norway's in game, no one's building it.
Hmm. Hmm.
Like, like I would say if you asked me which wonder was better, Colosseum every time. Um, but which wonder am I going to build every single game? Colossus.
You know, it's just such a struggle for me. I see what you're saying, and they cost exactly the same,
Yeah.
400 production, and it's like, I get it. You get one trader. I don't know.
You
I don't
don't. I
know.
mean, I can move it down. I'll move it down to A. I'll move it down to A. Does that make you feel better?
I think it's an A. It's an A because like I know you build like 40 trade routes every game. I get it. But
Yeah.
and in that respect, because you're going to generate so many trade routes, I don't know. I
But
don't
it's a
know.
trade route
An extra
early.
trade route is always. I get it. I get it.
Because like when you're
Mm,
settling your sixth city,
yeah.
and you can put a trade road in it on turn one, that city is
Hmm.
going to grow so much faster. It's
Hmm.
one of those, if you can get a trade route in your city the second it's settled, and
Hmm.
every city has a trade route, you're going to perform that much better. Because the faster your city is actually doing something, the better you're doing. And that's why I value Colossus so much. Um,
Yeah. It's a
not,
high A tier,
yeah.
basically. It needs to be on the border
Yeah,
almost,
I
right?
would say I would
Along
like
with Coliseum and Colossus,
when
both
we're
of them.
done, I'll put these like in order. The closest to the ranking is the strongest. Like, I mean, I guess I could shift them around right now. It wouldn't be that
No,
hard.
no, don't worry
No, no,
about it.
are you
Don't worry
sure?
about it.
Like,
Yeah,
I think visually that would be really nice if you could just look and read it left to right.
I see what you're saying. Do it. Do it.
Yeah, yeah. Hold up.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm gonna
Well,
just.
I'll talk about the next wonder
All right,
while
fire
you're
away.
doing
What
it.
you got for me?
The next wonder is like I have never built it on deity ever, not in a
Okay.
single game. It's Great Library.
Okay. Yeah.
Um, I mean,
I, I'm
I
I'm
guess
gonna
you
get a
can
lot of
chop it
hate
out
on this.
somehow. I
I'm
mean,
gonna
there's
get so
plus two
much hate.
signs. There's plus two signs, plus two great works for writing, right?
Yep.
Two slots, and a scientist point. And then you receive a boost to all ancient and classical era technologies, but you're already in the classical era, so I
Yeah.
don't really understand like the benefit of that.
It, so
Um,
rarely do you get more than 3 or 4 boosts.
But then you also get like a random tech boost after another player recruits a great. So there are like obscure bonuses that
Yeah.
come with it as well. It also gets a great writer point. So there are a lot of like effects that come with Great Library.
Yes.
But the Great Library is so competitive. I
It's
mean,
incredibly competitive, and it does not provide enough. If you're playing a long game, great library is great. Like I get it. If you get a great library and the AI is cranking out great scientists and you're getting the boosts on those end game techs, awesome.
hmm.
But if you're
Hmm.
playing a good game, like in my games, by the time I'm reaching those techs, every city is doing a campus project, so no one's getting a great scientist but me. So I get no techs from it. Um,
Yeah, see, but that's an excellent point because in most, I guess for most players, they would be competing against AI who constantly recruits
Yeah.
great scientists.
So early
So
you're
that's actually one of the effects that I always disregarded, come to
yeah.
think of it.
Early, you're getting boosts that are a lot of times easy to get. Like the mid tier, the Renaissance, uh, like that middle of the science tree. There's not any of them that stand out other than like the armory based ones where you need like the military engineer and stuff like that. That are really hard to get. There's a few that are somewhat annoying, but like Great Library pays off a lot more at the end of the tree. But at that point, and I guess this is depending on are we ranking this based off min maxing our regular game?
Uh, both, I guess.
Yeah, because for me, I don't even care about Great Library. It's not even on the list of things I like. The only times I've ever built it, it's usually built after me going, "Oh wow, Great Library is still available." I guess. You know, like
Hmm. Hmm.
it doesn't do enough. Um, Caveat: I'm trying to win under 200 turns. like
Exactly,
like
exactly.
like
All right. I
so
feel like, it's a good wonder to build in general, right?
yeah.
Like, but it's
I would
hard
say
to get it.
highest B tier or lowest A tier.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I don't
I
know.
agree.
Like
I
what do
agree.
you feel A or B? I'll let you decide. Your games are a little bit longer than mine.
I throw it in a B just because it's impossible to build it as
Yeah,
well.
I would.
In
Yeah,
addition,
it,
so it's like if you divert resources to building great library, you might lose out very
yeah. Well,
quickly.
and the problem is it's unlocked by culture. I guess. I guess. Yeah. Let me back it up. Another problem with great libraries.
But you're putting it as a number one so far in B tier,
I would say
right?
either that
Yeah,
or
I agree.
the
I
two
agree.
science one I would say are the best. I'm gonna put
Yeah,
Stonehenge all the way at the bottom of B
for
tier
now.
because it's so situational.
Yeah,
I mean, as the
yeah.
number
Comparing
one
to the
Stonehenge
others.
fan, I'm going to say Stonehenge is so incredibly situational, and I love Stonehenge, and I've had so many arguments about it.
Yeah, and so Stonehenge, I can only see like half of it. I don't know if your screen is a little
Oh, okay,
wider than
there.
the
Now, can you
view.
see it all?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Perfect.
All right, all right. Great
But no,
library.
great library. It's unlocked by culture. So the AI is already going to get access to it before you. And I believe
Hmm.
this is what you were touching on when you said you have to divert so much. You
Hmm.
literally have to throw everything into Great Library in
Hmm.
most games to
Hmm.
get it.
Exactly. You're chopping, right? You're
Yeah.
throwing all that production that you could be using on something more sure, I
Yeah.
guess. Right? So
Now,
yeah.
if you're Babylon, oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Like don't get me wrong, there's lots of situations where but like I said, that's true about every wonder.
What wait,
There's
why would Babylon be why do we highlight Babylon?
because you get a free technology every time somebody recruits a great scientist.
Oh.
At that point, you pass on every great scientist. You just let the AI get every single great scientist, and you just get free techs every once in a while.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Awesome. Okay.
but like I said, but that's
But why
true
is it specific to Babylon? Because Babylon you just don't produce enough science, you just
because
focus on.
Babylon gets a free tech for Eurekas.
Right. So you don't focus on science per turn.
Yeah. So every other
Or
civilization is only getting a free Eureka every time that somebody gets a great scientist. Babylon's getting a free technology. Do you understand now?
no.
Okay,
Babylon's ability is to get a free tag from Eurekas, right?
correct. And
All
Great
right.
Library gives you a Eureka every time somebody gets a great scientist.
Oh.
I always love these moments where this like simple strategy that like is
Yeah.
pretty common is introduced to you and you like just have like that like come to Jesus moment where you're like, "Oh my God."
That is genius. Wow.
I can't
Yeah.
believe you've like
I never considered it because first of all, I never built it, and I don't think I played Babylon, but I did not even think about building a great library.
Yeah, but you're building campuses with Babylon, which is like, I get it, but don't. Like,
Yeah,
it's not worth it.
yeah, I hear you. All right. Moving on. Jebel Barkal. So it's
Ah,
6 iron per turn in Gathering Storm,
yep.
and and plus 4 faith to the cities within 6 tiles. That's a pretty strong wonder if you can build it.
Yeah, and
The
this
problem with it, it's like any desert wonder, though, right? Like
yeah.
you need some kind of production chopping somehow.
And
Like
I'm
you,
putting it on the very top of A tier because this is a wonder. One, it's super competitive. Super competitive.
yeah,
The AI loves this.
because of iron, I think,
Yep.
right?
B, what you're saying right now, okay, you need chops, but you also need a desert hell. So the chances of this wonder, like the city that produces this wonder is uncommon. But if you can build this wonder, you have like turned your game around. Like you
Hmm.
have the what was the bonuses again?
It's 4 faith to all cities within 6 tiles.
That's insane. That
Hmm.
is absolutely insane. That ha
Because
that
you can have how many cities do you think within 6 tiles? Probably like six
I
more.
regularly get 4 to 5 cities around this without trying. Like just building it, like just accidentally building it,
Yeah,
where it was
four
just
cities has
available.
yeah 4 cities, so you can get like 16, maybe
Yeah.
20 faith in classical era. That's
And like I
incredible.
said, that's me just going, oh my God, this is available.
Hmm. Hmm.
If I would have noticed it earlier, I could definitely produce better, honestly. And I think if you went into the game knowing that, this is one of the wonders that's amazing, but I never think about because of how competitive it is.
Hmm. But you would put it above Colosseum.
Ah,
I mean, I would put it below because it's harder to build.
yeah, you're right. You're right. And
Maybe.
Colosseum, like it's weird. Colosseum is either the most competitive wonder in the game, or it doesn't matter to the AI. There's no middle
Right?
ground.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
No,
And then the AI doesn't build it until like later, I feel like most of the time turns 70 or something like that.
I would say, yeah, they both struggle from the same thing of the building requirements hold it back more. So, the ability is top tier. Building requirements leaves a lot to be desired.
Yeah. Okay. Next wonder is Machu Picchu. Machu Picchu, you know what? I still don't understand how it works. I built it once, so it provides +4 gold. That is fine. And then mountain tiles provide the standard adjacency bonus, which is +1,
Yep,
right? To commercial hub, theater, and industrial zone in all cities.
yep.
Oh, so
It's
you
an
like
error score
effective
category. It's an error score category. You can argue with me, but let me explain. You can't use a great engineer on it.
because you hate adjacency bonuses. That's why.
No, I don't hate adjacency. It's just not as important as people think it
Right,
is.
you disregard them. I get it.
Yeah.
But wait, hold on a second. Um, error score.
I mean,
I always miss out on it. I never pay attention to it. So I
it's
guess
impossible to get. The AI loves this wonder more than
uh-huh.
anything. Like it
Uh-huh.
there are games where this is the first wonder built. Like it's like
Wow.
ancient.
Okay.
I've seen it built in ancient era at least once, and I was
Uh-huh.
like, "Oh, Babylon's in game. That's good to know." But like it's so comical how
But
early it
dude,
gets built.
but also like the mountain adjacency to the districts that do not get mountain adjacency
Yeah,
anyway. So it's like you would never build your districts next to mountains like commercial hub or theater square
yeah,
or industrial zone. You just don't.
yeah.
So it's a completely I don't even see the benefit of it. I,
It's
I,
it's
I
a
think
it's
it
a
sucks.
it's a good wonder.
Why?
But
Why is it
like
a good wonder?
it's a good wonder, but it's not good enough to risk losing the production on.
Why is it a good wonder? Tell me. Like, give me one benefit that I would be like, do you think that additional adjacency from mountain tiles only
No, I
is
don't, but I'm trying to play
why is
devil's
it a good
advocate here
wonder? All right.
because people like it. I'm trying to be
Let's
I'm trying to be the everyman right now, and I really have like it
yeah, put
helps.
it at the end of the era score. Like I don't I just don't see it.
Oh,
I
so
don't get it.
you want which end? The far end?
The far end.
You want it to be the
Yeah,
lowest ranked wonder.
exactly.
Are you trying like wow? That's you.
You know what? If somebody disagrees, you can comment and tell me why. And you know what? Give me a game and describe me a game where that wonder made a difference in your
People
opinion.
are
Because
gonna
it
send you
doesn't
so
make
many
any
industrial
difference.
zones. Like cause like
From mountain tiles?
people are going to send you so many industrial zones surrounded by mountains. People are going to send you like, and I am not disagreeing with you, but like this, like you are
Oh,
now
geez.
entering the realm of me saying the Hansa is a bad district. Like people are getting their pitchforks and torches ready with like, and I agree. I'm here for it. I 100% don't like the wonder. It works out for
It's fine.
theater squares and stuff if you're building them in like off cities that don't have wonders and stuff. But yeah, it doesn't. It's not game changing.
Yeah, let's look for some obscure reasons to buy it. No. Build it better. Let's move on. Let's move on.
I love that Stonehenge is above Machu Picchu. Oh my god.
It's, it makes total
I love
sense.
that Great Bath is above my. I mean, I agree. I honestly agree. And this because adjacency does not matter as much as people like to think it does, and that's the problem.
Yeah. All right.
Oh my god,
Next
that's so
wonder,
great.
you're gonna love the next wonder. It's Mahabodhi Temple.
True Apostle Temple. I love this
To
thing.
Apostle Temple.
Yeah.
And in Gathering Storm, it's +2 diplomatic victory points.
I
So if you're playing diplomatic
yeah.
victory, it's a direct impact. I would call it an S tier.
You think it's S tier?
I think it's S tier just because apostles are huge, right? So
Actually, I'm
for
gonna
rate,
agree with you. I've backed off building Mahabodhi Temple as much as I used to, mostly just because I'm not having the requirements for it in my games as often as I used to. Um,
because it has to be built on woods
yeah,
adjacent
next
to the
to a
holy
holy
site,
site, and
and you usually chop
yeah,
woods,
and
right?
I've
So it's like
gotten
it's one of
really
those
sloppy
things.
about remembering it.
Yeah.
Uh, and but I would say yeah, it's and just to go back to Stonehenge, that's why Stonehenge is in B tier because you only need one apostle to get your religion complete, in my opinion. You only need two religious beliefs. So the one that you unlock with the origin and one apostle. So Stonehenge can
Mm.
finish your religion. Mahabodhi Temple finishes your religion, and then sometimes gives you an extra apostle. It's amazing. Yeah, I guess
Yeah,
I
maybe. Well, maybe it's not an S tier because it's not like you need apostles, right? Like they help.
I that's why I wanted to put it into A tier because like
Yeah.
I
Okay.
feel
Yes.
like
Yes.
like S tier is it's amazing in every game, every victory you should
Hmm.
build it.
Yes.
A
Agreed.
tier I think is most games you should be building this. There's the argument against it, but most games you should build it. And B tier is it's worth the production. That's how I look
Fair.
at it.
Fair
Um,
enough. Fair enough.
and era score is self-explanatory. Do you need era score? Do you have space in your Apadana city? Build these.
Exactly. All right. All right. Well, the next wonder is actually S tier, but hands down, Mausoleum.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well, what does it
And
do?
Mausoleum, you know, and it's funny because like you see it again and again where people showing you these coastal cities with ridiculous yields,
Yes.
along with Auckland production
Oh
yields,
yeah.
and they're so proud of it. But I feel like people are often missing out on the hugest effect that it has on the game is
Yeah.
the plus one charge for each great engineer.
Yeah.
And I mean, you get that extra charge for your first engineer, basically, you could
Yep.
get one, right?
If you
Meaning
get
that
Imhotep as the first grade engineer and you use Imhotep to finish Mausoleum, if you use his first charge, you get the charge back. Like, because then he
that's
has two
amazing.
charges
That's
again.
amazing in itself,
Yeah,
right? Like
it's so combined with Oracle, combined with a faith-based game, Mausoleum is so broken strong. Because
because
every
you
great
would,
engineer.
yeah, you want to lure those great engineers. It's going to be hard earn them with
Yeah.
points, right? Like you have to buy them,
Yep.
and more often than not, you should plan to buy them with faith.
Yeah.
And that's why Soger is saying Oracle is that
Yeah.
important. And the synergy between these wonders is just, I mean, it will take your game to a whole other level.
Yeah. And if you look at like what those great engineers provide, you're getting so much return on investment when you
Oh my
get
God. Hands
Mausoleum.
down.
Like like the obvious ones, the Wonder Engineers, yeah, that's
Right.
great. But the free district, or not free district, but the district slot engineers, where
Hmm.
you can put extra districts, and then
No, it's in multiple cities, right?
yep.
Or like more districts in the same city.
Or I forget, is it Vatican City that gives you a religious burst for every charge of a great person used?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you do that with the walls engineer, and oh my God, you're like there's so much synergy with that mausoleum with so many facets to the game where you can just create these little strategies that it's just broken strong. Um, that
Wait,
extra wall.
does what about like Leonardo da Vinci? What is happen? What happens with him when he wait, let me see.
Nothing.
Doesn't do anything, right?
Yeah. Yeah. There's some
No.
engineers.
But workshops provide plus three culture with Leo,
Yeah.
meaning that if you use them twice, there will be plus six culture in every workshop.
I guess
If
that one
if you
I'm
build
not sure.
industrial
Yeah.
zones,
I guess I'm not sure on that one
it
if
is. It is.
does it stack?
I played Lincoln, right?
Yeah.
And with Lincoln, you want to build industrial zones. It stacks. You get plus six for every
Oh, well, that's
workshop.
huge. Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
and that like
It literally makes every engineer better,
yeah.
obviously.
And the great engineers are that class. For me, they're just they're good, great people, but I feel like in an average game, like a 300 turn game, great engineers are so strong.
Hmm.
Like the people who are like your average like casual players are just learning out. The bonuses from those great engineers are game breaking. Like that 20% to space projects. If you get two charges of that, that's huge.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like it's I feel like Mausoleum is valued for the wrong like people are building it
Yeah,
saying, "Oh, it's a
yeah,
great wonder." And they
yeah.
like because it's an S tier screenshot wonder. Don't get me wrong. Like if you're looking to put a screenshot on like Reddit or something and get a bunch of people to like it, Mausoleum and Petra are some of the best wonders for that because people will just love them. But gameplay wise, that great engineer extra charge is so big.
You know what? Let's talk about Petra.
All right.
Petra costs the same. See, Petra to me is one of those wonders that is easier to build,
Yep.
and it makes any city in the
Oh
desert
yeah.
just
Uh-huh. Yep.
instantly so much better.
Oh yeah.
With bunch of gold, two food, two gold,
Yep.
and production on all desert
Oh
tiles. I
yeah.
mean, it's pretty amazing. I go out of my way to build Petra, so it's an A tier wonder, Soger, not an era score. Drag it
um
up,
um
drag it up.
um question. Question for you.
Yeah,
How's that Petra city doing if the AI gets Petra?
not so good.
Um
It's
why are you settling a city for a wonder that you have to build
no,
after
oh
you
no, no,
settle
no,
the
no.
city?
Don't get me wrong. I wouldn't build this wonder I wouldn't settle a city for this wonder, but
Okay.
a lot of times you just expand and boom, here's a city in the desert,
Okay.
or maybe on the border of the desert, actually, that works best. And if there is a natural wonder nearby, that makes it even better, you know?
Okay.
Um, but in general, this wonder is just, it has a
It has a
special
special
effect on
place
people,
in everyone's
especially,
heart.
exactly.
Everyone loves Petra, because you go.
You can't put Petra in the same tier as Machu Picchu. You just can't. I mean, you can laugh all you want, but you can't put it there. I just, we're gonna
No,
hang up.
I'm gonna be honest. There's gonna be a bunch of people who are like, you can put Machu Picchu and Petra in the same tier,
I
and
don't
that
care
tier
about
is
other
S tier.
people. It's me and you talking right now.
I know, but I just love that because no one has ever agreed on my stance on Machu Picchu. I'm just so happy.
Well, you're rubbing off on me, obviously.
Okay, but you seriously are going to say like it's food and gold for Petra, right?
Hold on a sec. Hold on a sec for me.
Oh,
Hey, sorry about that.
no, that's quite all right.
I had a breaker popped.
Wow,
And
all
so
sorts of power issues today.
I know, right? You had like a power surge. I have like, but I have some kind of issue. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I'm back.
All right, no, okay. So Petra, you want me to put it out of the era score column? Um, it provides food and gold, right?
Yeah.
That's it. Well, and one production
For every desert tile, though,
in that
like
city,
for that city. I mean, I don't know. I feel like that city instantly becomes like one of your top cities,
but it
basically.
doesn't. It gives you a bunch of plain hills. Yeah, it produces gold, but it gives you a bunch of plain hills. I'll put it in the top of the era score column as far away from Machu Picchu as I can, but I need you to explain to me how it compares to Stonehenge in quality.
Yeah, the overall impact on the game
Yeah.
is not as scalable. That's for sure.
So you're improving one
So,
city.
I mean, logically,
Yes.
if I listen to the logic, it
Yep.
makes sense to leave it an error score. However, there are other things in life, like emotions and attachments,
Do I
that are
need to
just
make
as
do I
important.
need to make another column that just says, but Kane likes this?
No, you know what? Maybe it does make sense to have like emotional attachment column.
Yeah, like it's funny because it just seems like if we rewind, I feel like you were
Okay,
just
you know what?
trashing on
Okay,
Mausoleum. Like,
here's here's one thing.
yep,
Fun factor. Fun factor. You can't take away fun out of the game, and Petra is one of those wonders that just adds to it. Okay.
okay.
Well,
Eh,
there you go.
what was the strong
That's
suit of
enough to move it to
what
B
was
tier. That's one
what was the strong suit of Mausoleum again? Was it the yield?
thing. No.
Okay, like if you had
If
if you
Petra
had
had an additional effect, then we would talk about it. But Petra only only improves desert.
yeah, it only improves desert in one city. It gives nothing else to the rest of your empire. It suffers from the exact same thing as Temple of
We were
Artemis.
just talking in circles. I get it. I get it. But can you move it to B tier, please?
I can't. I'm sorry. Unless you give me a viable argument, I don't think I can. I'm trying to. Here, let me see. No, the mouse won't click on it, man.
Oh, you know what's funny? I'll
What?
probably edit the video anyway after the stream, so no worries.
Oh,
We're
fine, fine.
we're
No,
good.
here,
We're
here,
good.
here, 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 here.
What are you doing?
There. Are you happy? Are you happy? Is that what
Wait,
you
are you
want?
putting it after Stonehenge?
Yes, because Stonehenge can either get you a religion, which is empire wide once again, or it can get you an apostle and finish your religion earlier than anyone else. So
Yeah, but the difference is like it's so much easier, not easier to build Petra. It's more available.
yeah, but
Petra is actually not easy to build a lot
yeah,
of
but
times. Again,
entertainment
be in the
cent
desert
yeah,
or
but
whatever.
entertainment centers and Machu Picchu are available. Are you going to build a lot of those? Machu Picchu's available. Great Bath's
I'll
available.
I'll definitely prioritize entertainment center for the Coliseum
Okay.
before building the Petra. That's for sure. That's why Coliseum is an A tier.
And
But
that's why I think
am I
Petra
am
and
I going
Machu
to build am I going to build the lighthouse before Petra? Nah, not so much.
what victory does Petra get you towards?
Any victory. Food and gold. Gold. You don't understand. You can get so much gold out of that city
Yep.
immediately
Uh,
that and gold is useful for anything.
is it now?
Yeah.
I was unaware of this.
Yeah.
Tell me more
There you
about
go.
the usefulness of gold in the game, please.
It's the best currency right there.
Fine, fine. Are you all right? We're like I hate Petra. I do. I go out of my way not to build Petra and Molly games.
Yeah, see, because you have those subjective feelings, you know?
There. I will put it in the middle of B tier for you. Are you happy?
I feel like you had an emotional damage at some point in one of your games and now you hate it.
No, the reason why I dislike it is because I've seen so many screenshots of Petra cities with I don't know how to pronounce the city state. Is it Nazca?
Hmm.
With Nazca lines on every single tile, so none of the tiles are workable, and people are like, "Oh, look at my amazing desert city." And it's like, yeah, you can't work any of those tiles. Like,
Yeah,
I've
that
just seen so many of those, and I've seen it so much, and it's like that does not matter. Like
it's a meme, you know, moment when
yeah,
that
and I
happens,
guess
which
that's
is
why I
fine. It's
dislike it.
part of the game. Part of the game.
Fine, fine. I'll put
I
my.
don't even know if Petra should be in front of Temple of Artemis. No, I'm just kidding. All right.
I would say Temple Artemis is better. I mean,
Yes. Yes.
these
I like the
three,
idea.
great library, how is it? Entomaki,
Hmm.
and Temple of Artemis are all strong. They are. They're just situational. Like they're just you
Yeah, and
need
then,
the
like
right situation for it.
exactly. All right. Well, what about the next one? Statue of Zeus.
I have no idea what Statue of Zeus does. I
Okay.
just know it's
It
awful.
again, it provides you one of the better yields, plus 3 gold.
Okay.
It gives you plus 50 production towards anti-cavalry units across your civ. So you
Oh,
build
so
spearmen much
so you
faster.
can build the worst unit faster. Okay, that's good.
Exactly, exactly. It must be built adjacent to an encampment with barracks. So you
Oh
have
my.
to have an
Oh wow. All right. So that's
and
awful.
and and you get 6 free units: 3 spearmen, 3 archers, and a battering ram. So 7.
What is what's the production cost of Statue of Zeus
400.
versus the units?
So 400 for Zeus, right? And then we have spearmen at 65. So 3 spearmen will cost you around 200,
Okay.
right? And it's probably the same for the archer, maybe a little cheaper actually.
I want to say they're pretty comparable.
Yeah, 60. So 200 and 200, yeah, you would probably get around 400
Okay.
by hard building spearmen and archers.
And how much did the wonder cost again?
400.
Okay. Yeah, so you're getting more production. I just want to point out that Thomas said one other problem with Petra is you have a hard time building it if unless Imhotep is available. And I agree.
I agree.
Like
I mean that's any desert wonder, right, Thomas? It's gonna be tough.
and
Um, I try to build Petra on the border so that I have some access to on the border of the desert, so I have access to some woods to chop.
so that the Petra city is
And
overall weaker. Yep, I get it. So a weak Petra city.
no, it's gonna be a huge city.
No,
It's
no,
gonna
no,
be a huge
no.
city.
I get it. You want as little desert as possible in your Petra city. Everyone,
Oh,
you heard it from Kaine.
no,
When
no,
you're
no, 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 no,
building
no,
your
no, no.
Petra
You
city, make
misunderstood
sure you
me.
have trees.
You want to get well, how else are you going to build it, right? Unless you use a great engineer charge, which is I can't even make myself do that because there are other wonders that are more
Okay, so
important.
Petra is now back down into era score. There we go. Yes, thank you, Thomas. Thomas, the number one fan.
You guys suck. Anyway, all right.
Thomas is now an official sponsor of the channel.
Thanks a lot, man.
I'm just
I
happy, like because
we're back to Petra.
I was so upset with you, like
Did
trying
we
to
spend
argue.
like 20 minutes talking about it when I finally won the argument and now it's back and
Well,
within like 2 seconds?
I just wanted to make you happy because like generally I'm just like
Me?
generally I'm just trashing on you and telling you you're wrong. So I was trying to throw you a bone. I was trying to give you something. But I couldn't like believe that you were trying to argue that Petra was anything
I mean,
other than
I couldn't
Erascore.
believe you folded. I was so surprised when you moved it to B tier. I'm like, wow, he's really doing it.
Yeah. Well, all right. Anyways, back to Statue of Zeus.
Yeah,
The
that's just
only wonder that I mean, yeah.
you know what? It actually, I built it once. I
Yep.
built it once playing Zulu and doing like earlier domination than
Yep.
later because Zulu are anti-cavalry, I want
Yep.
to say, right?
Yep.
So you can use that wonder towards domination for specific civ leaders. So I wouldn't put it in era score only because it contributes to the domination victory if you play it in a certain way, right?
Here's what I'm gonna say. Here's what I'm gonna say. Why are you building an encampment?
To build the statue of Zeus.
Okay, so you're building an encampment, which is slowing down your advancement down the tech tree, which is slowing your advancement to another trade route to decrease movement times for units. You're slowing down your if you're a faith-based domination civ, your acquisition of faith for an encampment is what you're telling me.
But if you are playing, even if you're playing domination,
If you're playing straight domination, if you're playing
mhm,
straight domination, your first district should be a campus because you want your tech advantage as soon as possible because technology is going to win the game. Uh, your second district is going to be a trade district because you need gold to pay maintenance cost.
mhm,
Plus, for trade routes, you can either send them domestically to build up your cities for increased production, or
mhm.
internationally to get trade routes to future targets. So your
I
first,
mean, it depends on the civ though. Like at some point, you might want to go the faith route, right? And with
well,
buy
yeah, but
your
that's what I'm saying.
units
If
with great masters.
Yeah, so but this is what I'm saying. In your average domination civ, the best case scenario is campus, commercial hub, or harbor.
Yeah.
Now, if you're Byzantium, if you're playing a domination game with like Khmer or something like that, you're gonna want to get that holy site, which
Well, with
puts
Byzantium, I want to build an entertainment center.
well, you want to build, yeah, but you want faith as well.
Yes. No, no, absolutely.
So, but what I'm
Yeah,
saying
no,
is,
I see your point.
where
It's an
does
interesting.
encampment fall in your district order to actually get this built?
Yeah, because I think that's the point that is always often missed as well, right? Like to your whatever you just said, in the sense of that it is slowing down and distracting you from the progress down the tree
Yeah.
by building.
Eh,
It's not helping. Just so that it provides some general points, though, right? Like,
yeah.
how do you earn? a great general, because you're going to need one. I feel like it's very useful, at least in a domination game. So, are you going to buy it with faith?
I very rarely earn great generals in my domination games.
Oh, really?
Uh,
Hmm.
but this is where I'm saying the tech advantage wins because great generals what 5 combat bonus.
Yeah,
If
and
you
plus
Yeah,
movement point as
if
well.
you have the tech advantage, if you're using man at arms against warriors, that's more than five. That's more than five combat bonus. If you're using modern armor versus cavalry, that's more than 5 combat bonus. If you focus on getting science and getting your troops stronger, it's gonna do better than. And that's my main problem with encampments is any argument for an encampment um, falls apart when you think of how the game functions.
Hmm.
You want your encampments in the cities you conquer, not in your core cities. And to build a wonder, you either need production or chops. It needs to be a somewhat put together city, right?
Yeah, yeah, no,
So the
absolutely.
troops
And
that have
yeah, like if I look at my own games, you're right. I mean, if you're conquering, then you don't even need to build a bunch of different districts, right?
yeah.
You are going to take them over. But like looking at my own games, I'm trying to use my own experience. I would build an encampment not for a domination game, but for like a turtling game
Oh yeah.
for defense. You know what I mean?
Oh my God. Oh, this is like another Petra argument.
No, but I'm saying like I'm just saying I'm agreeing with you. I'm
Yeah, yeah,
agreeing
no.
with you.
No,
Meaning
and
that
that's
it's a pretty useless district
yeah.
actually
So now you're
overall.
building a useless district for a wonder that gives you a production bonus to the worst unit type, um, by far. Uh, like
Unless you're Zulu.
unless you're Zulu, unless you're Sparta. Yeah, if you're Zulu or
Yeah,
Sparta. Um,
exactly.
but what civic is this unlocked by? Because this is in the culture tree again.
Military training.
Okay, so that's not as far down as I thought it
No,
was.
no, no. It's very early.
For some
It's
reason, I thought
that's another thing. It's very, very early, but it costs 400 production.
it's very early, but if you're but you have to build an encampment that early.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
and barracks.
yeah, and that is my problem with it is I don't like encampments. Uh, the only use for an encampment, uh, there's 2 uses for an encampment. One, in a science game, I put it in my spaceport city for the 15% with the policy card. That obviously, but that I'm just building it at the end of the game just for that one bonus. And I usually faith buy it with the spaceport. Two, if you conquer an encampment, it's worth getting the military academy to build armies if you conquer an encampment like on a new continent or something.
Hmm. Yeah, no, that makes sense.
But otherwise, you're like, and the Statue of Zeus gives you 2 movement point units. So if you build it in your territory, it's going to be what, 10 turns before they get to the front line?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
there's
Moving on.
just, yeah, there's just so many problems with it.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I mean, that's why you rarely build it. But the next one is also a military wonder, Terracotta Army.
Yes.
So plus 2 great general points. I know your arguments about great generals already, but all land units gain a promotion level, current land units. So you have to have a decent number of units to make that useful.
Yeah.
And then the third effect is that all archaeologists may enter foreign lands without open borders, which
Yeah.
is, uh, yeah, I don't know about
Pointless.
that.
It's pointless.
Pointless.
Why, like, I would,
Also, it has requirements for an encampment with barracks again or stable and a flat tile like
yep.
grasslands or plains. So
I'm
it's
putting this
not.
at the high end of B because, like I said, B is I would say B is sort of like in the right situation, it's going to be amazing, but that situation is not super common. Uh, this if you're conquering somebody, you're going to get an encampment. The AI loves encampments. Um,
Mhm.
and like this is just one of those wonders. If it lines up, it can like completely reinvigorate your war because everyone gets a promotion, which means everyone's going to get healed, which all that stuff. But I'm never building it in my territory. I'm never like it's yeah, it's just
I mean, would you get a promotion level when you conquer it? I doubt it.
no. I'm saying I would build it in the city I conquered.
Oh, okay.
And that's why I'm saying if the situation presents itself, I think
Fair enough.
this is infinitely more valuable than like Statue of Zeus. Even though that's giving you troops, Terracotta Army, you can build it and get that promotion and get like if you're in the middle of a war, this can like be game changing.
Mm, mm. Yeah, yeah. I mean, you actually going back to like thinking about the science game, you do build an encampment, right, in
Yeah.
Space City.
Yep.
So, just not early.
Yeah, and I would
Um,
say like a lot of the B tier wonders, it's it's not good, but it's great in the situation where it's great in. And it stands out so much in the situations where it's amazing.
okay.
Y-
Let's so th we actually went through all ancient and classical
I
architecture.
know. I'm shocked. I didn't think we'd be able to do it.
And I think I would need to stop here, Soger.
Uh,
Um, but this was, I mean, I'm looking at the tier. That's pretty good.
do you disagree with anything?
Obviously Petra is in the wrong spot, but other than that, it looks pretty. When you put like pyramids in front of mausoleum, I mean, the only problem I have there is that it's so hard to build pyramids. It's so
I'm
easy
actually
to
going to
build one.
agree, and I I mean, yeah, you're
The
right.
impact overall of pyramids is
Yeah,
actually it's big, but
I would say the
you can,
impact from Mausoleum is the Pyramids is going to work every game. Mausoleum might not work every game, but the games that Mausoleum works is going to be just so
yeah,
much. Like
exactly,
and
exactly.
that's the thing. Mausoleum will always work as well as pyramids will always work. But your Mausoleum has the higher top end. Like I
Hmm.
always say, pyramids is consistent. Mausoleum will outperform in the games. It outperforms by such a noticeable margin.
Hmm. Yeah, no, no, it's hard to like put one in front of the other, I guess.
It's sort of the same deal, like Oracle and Apadana. It's sort of like that, like because Oracle, I am a huge fan of Oracle, and I'm a huge fan of Apadana. I feel the same level of sadness when either of them gets built, not by me. I like the same. Oh well, that just cost me a whole bunch of turns.
Uh-huh, uh-huh. Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, I guess even with Apadana, I would put Oracle in front of Apadana in my games.
Hmm.
Just, but I'm coming around. I'm coming around understanding how important those 5% policy cards are,
I
because
and
they just push you over the edge
the other
so fast.
thing, um, and
It's just
this,
Apadana basically shaves off turns and turns of your finish
yeah.
line in the game.
And the thing with Apadana is it has the two great work slots that are universal great work slots. So in a culture game, when you're getting that great musician early and you have nowhere to put it, you can put both of them in Apadana. If
How
you
do you, how
get
you how you gonna get a great musician early? Where
uh,
you get the great musician
because you're
points?
running Theater Square projects.
Oh. I mean, at what point? At what point do you run the Theater Square project so early in the game? Just to fill up those slots?
Once I have nothing else to build in my cities, once I've built Holy Site Commercial Hub and Theater Square, I'll just start running Theater Square projects to get increased culture.
Oh my God, I need to try that.
It's amazing. It is so strong, and you can get you get a great musician relatively early. I usually get a great musician if depending on how the game plays out before I have access to national parks.
Wow. I honestly, I always thought that the earliest I can get a great musician is when, I don't know, modern or atomic era or something like
Yeah, no, no, it's weird because you Theater Square Projects gives you a large amount of great people points to all of them, and I want to
all
say
of
the
them.
first, yeah, to artist, writer, and musician, um,
Hmm.
and I want to say the first musician is lower than the first artist, are they the same for cost?
You know, this is my problem though with your style. It's like it's hard to determine. All right, I'm running the projects.
Yep,
However, I already chopped the shit out of my cities
yep,
to build like wonders and whatnot. So my production is pretty low,
yep.
but the projects still cost
A lot of production.
production,
Yep.
right? So how do you deal with that?
How
How
do
do
I do?
you like you just run these projects
Yeah,
just for whatever they
I just
worth?
fill my queue with the project and I never look at the city again.
Yeah. Because it's not like you're gonna miss out on some.
Yeah, I'm
I
not
mean,
missing out on anything. If I complete one project, that city's given me more than I needed from it
mm,
because I've already got the districts that I needed. They are like let's look at a culture game because that's exactly what we're talking about. I've already got faith from the holy site. I've already got the trade route from the commercial hub, and I've already got the great work slots from the theater square. There is nothing I need from any specific city other than the capital. After that, any wonder can be built in any city, and I can get gold from every city to buy any buildings I might need after the districts.
mm.
So I could use Petra. Like if I had like a good Petra city, oh my God, like just think if you had like an amazing Petra city.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
had all that gold per turn. You use that gold per turn.
And you have all that production for your districts projects.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
let's move it up to the B tier.
I would almost say that Petra is low S tier.
Yeah. All right. All right, dude. Well, this was cool. I think you know the next time we can go through the what medieval and Renaissance.
Oh yeah,
We'll probably
we
go
got through this like
faster.
amazingly quick.
You think? I mean,
Yeah,
I feel like ancient and classicals probably takes the longest to discuss,
yeah.
right?
Because
I
I'll be
feel like
honest,
further.
I
Yeah.
didn't even recognize some of the wonders when I was like saving the pictures for them. I like I was like, this is in game. What? So
Like
some of
what?
the like I'm
Like,
gonna actually have to listen to your description on a lot of them, and I've played this game a lot.
well, because you play so differently.
Yeah.
That's why. Um, all right, brother.
All right.
It's been a pleasure as
Yep.
always.
All right.
Appreciate it.
And
Thank you guys for watching, by
yeah,
the way,
thank you for
whoever's
anyone who
still
watched
here.
this. All right.
All right, sucker.
Yep. Bye.